guys, welcome to our channel Mainframe Girls. So till now, I have been telling you IDCAMS series of videos. So I have told you listcat, defrag, and now I'll be telling you alias. What is an alias, how to create an alias, how to delete an alias. Okay, alias is nothing but your ID. So the name what mainframe uses is the term is alias. So when you log in and whatever the HLQ you create is there for you or your colleagues or to all the teammates who are there, that high level qualifier is called alias. So there are two types here. Okay, one is non-VSAM dataset or a user catalog. Means how we define an alias. Means there are two types of definition. First one is to a non-VSAM dataset, and another one is to a user catalog. I have already told you in a before video what is master catalog, what is user catalog, but not in a I have briefly explained you. So when there are some users, some set of users with same rules, same security rules, and same attributes or same team, they all go into one type of user catalog. Okay, and what is this non-VSAM data set is? So if you see, there will be some system data set. If you know that if you are working in mainframe, you'll be knowing as sys1 files, sys1.star files, sys3.star files, sysx files. Okay, sys1.palmlib, sys1.ispflib, sys1.linklib, lpalib. These are all system library files. Okay, so no one should have access. If see, sys1.star is a very important high level qualifier, right? But it is a normal qualifier. Means it doesn't belong to any user. No user, there is no user with name of sys1, right? So at that type of definition, alias definitions is called for a non-VSAM dataset. Okay, and other alias definitions which we are doing to a user catalog, these are nothing but this users like colleagues, teammates, people will be added to this user catalog. And this non-VSAM dataset the definition is different types of alias like sys1, sys3, system library files will be defined so that no one these set will have a different rules. This sys1 will have different rules because I or someone else, some other types of engineers cannot create sys1 type. Only the people with the proper access can create a sys1 dot files because they are system files. No one like simply for a test time for a test system type, I cannot simply create a sys1 file. It will you'll get an alert saying that you don't have access to create with this high level qualifier because it has a different rules. Okay, so what is this? The syntax of a define alias. So while defining an alias, what are all parameters you'll use? There are only 4 parameters for defining an alias. One is alias, sorry, 5 parameters. The first one is alias, which you have to keep to create an alias. Second one is name. Whatever name you want to keep, you'll be keeping here. Third one is relate. Another one is symbolic relate and catalog, where you mention your master catalog. Okay, let me explain you what these parameters mean exactly. Okay, the other main important thing you have to keep in mind while creating an alias is there should not be a duplicate alias. Every time there should be a unique name. If you're creating a user ID, if you're creating your ID alias or my ID alias or anyone's ID's alias, so when you're defining it, there should not be a duplication. You should create it properly without any duplication. If in alias, while you're creating a user ID alias, okay, the system will tell you that there is an alias with this name. But when you're creating a non-VSAM dataset alias and a new alias you are creating, you should be very careful, because if you are not creating properly, the existing data sets will become inaccessible. So when you're creating an alias, just remember that first go to 3.4 and check the name which you are giving, if that name is existing or not. If it is existing, don't create that. If it isn't there, then create. So before defining, go and check in 3.4. After defining, go and check in 3.4 when you are defining an alias. Okay, What is this name field? In name field, you will be giving the name, the exact name of the alias which you want to create. Okay, to the user catalog or to the non-VSAM dataset, anyone, you have to give an exact name which you want to be entered into the mainframe. And in relate, what is this relate? When you're creating alias or ID to a user catalog, you define this relate. Okay, relate where relate or non-VSAM dataset, you give it when it is a single system. Okay, when it is a single system. Uh, when you're giving this another word, another parameter which is symbolic. Symbolic relate. Okay, symbolic relate. This you cannot give symbolic relate and relate both at a time. Okay, any one of those should be there. If you are giving relate, you cannot give symbolic relate. If you are giving symbolic relate, you cannot give relate. Relate is something which is accessible to only a single system. Okay, if that is a sysplex or whatever systems, it is accessible to only single system. So when you're giving when you're creating, defining an alias with a relate, you can delete it in the same system when you're creating. But when you're creating using a symbolic relate, you cannot delete that alias in one system. It will be extended alias. So it will be there in all the systems. Normally, it will be, if it is a shared system, it will be there. But when it is with symbolic relate, the catalog entries will be present in every of the system, every system. And the last one is catalog. What is catalog? Here you will give the master catalog to which the all the user IDs should be related. Okay, so whatever name you're giving, it should be related to this. Even this user ID will be, even the user catalog will be defined in master catalog, and your name will be defined in user catalog, and this will, so this is linked to whole system. Whatever word you give here is linked to the whole system. Identifies a catalog in which alias is defined. Like it is original master catalog is which you create while the system is created. Means while the system is started, when IPL, this catalog will comes up first. After this coming up, user catalogs will come. After user catalog, aliases will be coming up. As I told you, user catalog, when you're defining an alias to an user catalog, not to a non-VSAM dataset, what you will do, the alias is defined in the master catalog. Means the user, there are three steps. First step, your alias, which you will define in a user catalog. Okay, where all the user catalogs are defined in a master catalog. Normally, you may be thinking, why we need this user catalog in between? Why can't we create all these aliases directly in the master catalog? Why this person is needed in between? It's like a managerial rule type. See, why you have one manager and another team have one manager, other team have one manager, and all these managers have one another manager above to regulate the work, right? For the performance, this manager cannot take care of all who the people under this people is 20 people, 20 people, 20 people, all the 60 people cannot be managed by a single manager. But this manager can manage 20 people, this manager can manage 20 people, this manager can manage 20 people. In the same way, user catalog is somewhat same like that. So under user catalog, you can create almost 3,000 aliases can be created. So this user catalog will be set to some rules. Okay, if some accesses, some different types of accesses will be given to this user catalog, and this all the rules, this all user catalogs are managed by a single master catalog, a system master catalog. Okay, if the master catalog is default, if it is defined in a default record size, the maximum you can create is 3,000. Like I have explained you in the previous video, if you run a list cat for the alias, you will see how many associated aliases are there in this user catalog. If you take this user catalog and run a list cat on this alias, then you can see how many aliases are associated to it. If there are more than 3,000 aliases, then you cannot create. But after revision, after this V1 R3 1.3 level or higher, there is an extension has been done that there can more can be created, which is theoretical limit they have given as 5 lakhs aliases depending on the alias name length. Okay, But how it is possible? There is another thing which is called extend alias. Okay, only when it is done, extend alias. If you enable this extend alias, then you can create that many aliases in that. Okay, means normally 3000 by default you can create a 3000 aliases, but if you are extending alias, if you are enabling it, then you can create. If you don't want, you can disable it also. So this is the basic job where how an alias is like. You will be giving de define alias, right? Alias is an important word. You will be giving define. See, IDCAMS job. This is an IDCAMS exec statement. You will be giving define. Alias is a parameter. Name. The user ID which you want to give here. The same user ID. Relate. Here you will be giving the user catalog to which this user ID should be mapped to. Okay. Then master catalog. In catalog, you will be giving the master catalog, which is by default you have to give, because if you miss giving this master catalog, this alias will not have interaction. User catalog will have interaction to master catalog, but this alias will not have interaction to the master catalog. And another one, if you forget to give this relate word, what will happen is this this user ID will directly define to master catalog, and there will be some entries. Okay, when you're creating, it is master catalog is also a data set, right? It will have some space. If it get fills, if it get fills, it will be very crucial thing for the system. Getting master catalog fill is a very bad thing for the system. So that is the reason you will be using a user catalog in between, where this user IDs will be defined to it. So as I told you, another type which is not non-VSAM dataset, which is non-SMS managed dataset. As I told you, sys1 files, all the sys1 files which they have a single rule, that high level qualifier sys1, sys3, sys1.ipl palmlib, sys1.palmlib, sys3 tmc files, ca1 files. There are many scheduler files. They have their own rule. So here comes another rule, where you will be giving your rule, like your what do we say, the file name which you want to create, that high level qualifier you will be giving here, and you will be giving the relate. There will be another VSAM file here, another VSAM file which will be mapped to a user catalog. Obviously, as you know that this user catalog is mapped to a master catalog. Okay, so define alias name, the name which you want, relate, and catalog. Okay. Okay. Deleting an alias is a simple process. There's nothing you have to do here. Again, an IDCAMS job. It's an IDCAMS job. You have to use del, the user ID which you want to delete. You will be giving here, and the catalog directly from the master catalog. You can directly delete that from the master catalog. Okay. And in the previous, while you are defining, you have to, while suppose you will get a request. How you get a request is, this is a particular ABCD is the user ID which you have to create in the system, and they have to be a model of XYZ model. Okay, they'll give a model ID to you. They'll say that I want this ABCD to be having the same model as XYZ. How you can say what is this model, what to do with this? For that, as I told you in the previous video, you have to run a list C. Okay, you have to run a list C. So when you run a list C for this model ID, you will get all the information. Okay, which user catalog it is defined, what is its master catalog. Obviously, one master catalog will be there. Some systems will have two or three, but one master catalog to which user catalog it is related to. In the same way, you have to define this also using that user catalog, that master catalog, and that information, that user ID you have to use and define that. And deletion, remember that only if it is defined with a keyword called relate, you can do a direct delete. But if the system has created using a you might be panicked while deleting, why it is not getting deleted. If it is created using a symbolic relate word parameter, then it will not be deleted from the system, or the entry will not be deleted. The entries will be there in all the systems. You'll still see that in 3.4. Okay, So as IDCAM series is going on, so if you want any of the videos related to IDCAMs, please let me know in the comment section so that I'll explain you properly what they mean. And there will be a series of IDCAMs videos coming in this month. So kindly subscribe, share and like our videos. Thank you.